Off like a herd of thunder and turtles. This is, oh goodness, the following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. All right, the voice is going to let me do this. I got a cold. But YouTube didn't want to let me do this. I had to figure out how to do this in the back settings. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program for this 30th day of December. It's only felt like January's gone a full year. Of January 2025. And today, hopefully the first of maybe two live broadcasts this week. I was hoping to catch up and get into week 3 for next week, but the voice started to go Tuesday after I did a video, and certainly wasn't capable of producing anything of quality yesterday. And so today the voice is better, but there's a cold. See what I get for getting fresh air? It just happens that way. Anyway, we have, of course, April baseball for you, and the Kansas City Athletics are in first place after the first week of the season. So let's get them on the channel. They are 5-1, and they are home to face the second-place Cleveland Indians. So Bobby Shantz gets the call for Kansas City, and Herb Score, who must have come across as, the second coming of Walter Johnson with his how hard he threw, gets the call for Cleveland. Hopefully the cough medicine will hold for the next hour or so. And so that's what we got for you today. It is the Athletics and the Indians for you next, as Retro Sports Network presents Major League Replay 1956. Today from Municipal Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri, it is the Kansas City Athletics and the Cleveland Indians. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalAdice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And so on this cool and clear night here in Kansas City, 62 degrees, winds blowing in from left at 14. It'll be Herb Score and Bobby Shantz, both making their second starts of the year. How you doing, Mike, in the truck?
Play ball.
Okay. Shantz has made one start on a year. He was the MVP in 1952. He got started 6 days ago against the Tigers, so that would have been last Thursday. Took in a 5-4 loss, 6 innings, 114 pitches, 8 hits, 4 runs, all earned. He gave up a home run, he walked 3, and struck out 6. He is 31 years old. He is a knuckleball pitcher. We'll ignore that fastball speed, and he is a fly ball plus pitcher. Here's how the Indians will line up. Bobby Avila is at second. He'll lead off. Gene Woodling is in left field. He'll bat second. Rocky Colavito is in right. He'll bat third. Al Rosen cleans up at third base. Vic Wertz is at first. He'll bat fifth. Jim Busby is in center. He'll go sixth. Chico Carrasquel is at short. He'll bat seventh. Earl Averill behind the plate goes eighth, and Score is on the mound batting ninth. Bobby Shantz can go 145 pitches. He has good control. Actually only made 2 starts on the year. This will be the last start of the year, so should be all good. He can go 145 pitches. Defensively for Kansas City, Gus Zernial is in left. He's a 4 and a 4. Johnny Groth is a 5 and a 7 in center. And Bill Renna is a 2 and a 3 in right. The infield for Kansas City, Hector Lopez is a 6. Mike Baxes is a 4 with a 5 double play rating at short. Spook Jacobs, it's right out of Gardner's playbook there with that name, 7 and a 7 at second. And Vic Power is a 9 at first. Joe Astroff is behind the plate. He's only going to catch 8 games all year. And Shantz is a 4 on the mound with a .938 fielding percentage. So all that out of the way, Avila at 120 on the young year with 2 RBI. Kansas City is 5-1 as we play the games of April 25th, 1956. And the Indians, just 2 years removed from their pennant, are 4-2. Shant starts this one off with strike 3. He got him on a knuckler, and Avila chased it. Brings up Gene Woodling. Gene at 250, a home run, and 4 RBI. And that is a fly ball to right. Renna will track it down 2 away for Rocky Colavito. Rocky 1 for 5 on the season. A run scored and a walk. In real life, 276, 21 homers. Oh, he's there all year. He's only 23 years old. And 65 RBI. Shant's 2 out, top the first. Cool, windy night here in Kansas City. Got him. A 1-2 knuckler, and Colavito watched it, and that'll do it. No runs, no hits, no errors. Half an inning in the books. Cleveland, nothing. Here comes Kansas City. So the lefty Herb Score. On the mound, Herb is 23. He throws it hard at 94, a fastball pitcher and a fly ball pitcher. One of those rare pitchers from the 50s that will strike out more than innings pitched. In his opener against the White Sox, he lost 2-1. 8 innings, 152 pitches, 9 hits. He allowed 2 runs, both earned. He walked 3 and struck out 7 in the loss. The lineup he will face is this. Vic Power leads off at first. Spook Jacobs at second will bat second. Johnny Groth in center field goes third. Gus Zernio cleans up and left. Bill Renna will bat fifth in right field. Hector Lopez at third will go sixth. Mike Baxes at short will bat seventh. Joe Astroth behind the plate goes eighth. And Bobby Shantz on the mound will bat ninth. Score, who struggles with control. In real life, he walked 129 and 249 and a third. Will have 150 pitches at his disposal. Oops. Defensively for Cleveland, Gene Woodling is a 6-3 in left. Jim Busby is a 9-7 in center. Rocky Colavito is a 6-9 in right. Around the infield, Al Rosen is a 5 at third. Chico Carrasqual is 6-7 at short. Bobby Avila, a 6 with a 6 double play rating at second. And Vic Wertz is a 5 at first. Replay dugout usually roots against Cleveland for 2 reasons. They're a divisional rival to your Tigers, and they're probably considered a number of Ohio State fans. I hear you, Replay dugout. Earl Averill behind the plate is a 5 and a 4, and Score on the mound is a 2 with a 909 fielding percentage. Power is 9 for 27, a good start to the season, 333, a home run, and 6 RBI. For me this year, as someone who, when I watched college football, was a Michigan fan, to sit there and have Ohio State and Notre Dame in the national championship game, followed by the Eagles and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, has me on Team Meteor for both. Pitch to Power is a fly ball to center. Busby running in makes the catch, 1 out. Spook Jacobs is hitting 182 with an RBI. Only a 97 real life at-bats. Yeah, I completely believe that. I'm not a firm believer in ref ball, unlike some people, but yeah. My dad, God bless him, was a huge Buffalo Bills fan. And the fact that they've lost 4 straight years to the Chiefs in the playoffs would have made him quite angry. I could almost do Marvin the Martian's voice saying that. As a Giant fan, I suppose I should be rooting for Saquon Barkley just to make the Giants front office look even stupider than they already are. Pitch to Jacobs. There's a ground ball to second. A via throw. Oh, absolute web gem. Don't expect me to get too excited here. A hard ground ball. Avila threw it from his knees over to first, and there's 2 out for Johnny Groth, who was 4 for 6 with a double and 3 RBI. How you doing, AP? Replay is a Michigan fan alum. Congratulations. Happy Thursday. Just came in a Team Meteor. So I'm fairly sure that Cody's aligned with the Super Bowl. Yep. Yes, both. Both. Who do you root for between, as someone who grew up as a Michigan fan, between Ohio State and Notre Dame? It just is not possible. Oh, you're a Lion fan. I'm so sorry. A good friend of mine's a Lion fan. He's been waiting such a long time for that. Some point next week, we'll be doing the pre-play of a couple pre-plays. I don't know if Mike's still with us or not. We'll be doing it in his game, Family Football Plus, and we'll be doing it in a 2nd and 10. I got to decide if I'm even going to put any money there. Replay Dugout says it was tough, but you held your nose and rooted for Notre Dame. Notre Dame was the consensus around here in New England. I gave you Johnny's numbers. Pitch is a little ground ball down to Wirtz. Vic takes it up, takes it to the bag himself, and that'll do it. So the A's go in order after 1, no score. So Rosen, Wirtz, and Busby to face Bobby Shantz. Bobby, I believe we lost him just a couple years ago. He lived a long time. He lived well into his 90s. Rosen, 6 for 21, hitting .286 and 3 RBI for Cleveland. Isn't that a nice one? I got it. I didn't think we'd actually have the Athletics on this year, John, because they are some kind of terrible. But April baseball makes for strange bedfellows, and they are 5-1 and in first place. How you doing? Pitch to Rosen is a fly ball to left. Zernial goes back, and Gus will track that one down 1 away. For Vic Wirtz, at 182, a home run and 3 RBI. So I don't feel as bad as I sound. I sound better than I have the last 2 days. And we're going to hope that the cough syrup makes it till about 1 o'clock when we finish up. Pitch to Wirtz. Struck him out. That's 3 for Shantz. A 2-2 knuckler got him. And 2 out for Busby, hitting .250, a home run, and 7 RBI. If we don't get any worse, we'll be with you tomorrow at noon Eastern. I'm not sure what we're doing, but we'll be with you. There is a ground ball to Baxes, and he bobbles it. So Busby reaches on the air. Mike slams the ball in his glove. Went under it, and Busby reached. Here's Chico Carrasqual at 0.95. On the replay, a .243 hitter in real life. He has driven in 3. Very happy for the next 10 days. Are you on vacation, John? Possibly elated thereafter. Oh, yeah. Huh. Is there enough Yingling in Pennsylvania for you? Thank you, AP. Again, if it wasn't for the voice, I could have streamed yesterday. I'm not feeling that crappy. But the voice is a challenge. Pitch to Carrasqual is popped up left side. Lopez will turn and watch it find the seats. And Bob Hope made that catch. You remember that Bob Hope actually was a partial owner of the Indians? Count is 2-2. Shantz deals. Struck him out. Bobby has fanned 4 through 2. He got him to swing or look at a knuckler for strike 3. After an inning and a half, there was an error, but there is no score. So Zernial, Rena, and Lopez to face score here in the second. Gus, slow start, 190, and a solo homer and a double. It's going around. Oh, trust me, is it ever, John? Your daughter went from COVID to having a cold to my getting a cold. Now my wife has a very severe cold. Weird, I haven't had a cold since before COVID. Yeah, I got some fresh air. It was finally warm enough and not snowing enough for me to get out. Last week, where my wife works, the flu was going around. She works in an assisted living facility. And so she was all messed up, gowned up, and whatever, and didn't get it. So it's certainly not the flu. I just thought my voice was starting to go. Zernial into center field. Back goes Busby, and he'll make the catch against the wall. 1 out. Bill Renna singled and drove home a run in his lone at-bat in the replay. Overall, in just 48 at-bats, 271, 2 homers, and 5 RBI. Okay, hold on here. Ron and everyone else, question. If you could play a sports sim game that you don't currently have, what would it be? That's a good question. Let me think about that. John hadn't been sick in 5 years. Even worse. This was worse than your COVID. I've had COVID once. That was not fun. They should change the A's to the traveling athletics. You can play Ricky Nelson's traveling man there. And Big Dave, how are you? I'm feeling okay. I obviously have a cold. The voice is better, but I'm here. I'm working through it. Pitch to Renna. Here's a fly ball left center. Woodling, and that's gone. So Renna with a solo homer, and the A's go up 1-0, and that's why they're in first place. Here it is again. Scored, just let that fastball over the middle of the plate, and that ball was crushed into left center field. Midlife Crisis says payoff pitch for baseball and 2nd and 10 for football. Except for the record, the stats are making me question its accuracy. 2nd and 10's a good game. Hector Lopez is 2 for 7 on the replay. He does have 3 RBI, hitting .286. I just bought Replay, the Cards and Dice version. That was what I was doing Tuesday when the voice started to go. Pitch to Lopez, struck him out. Score got him on a 95-mile-an-hour 2-2 fastball. 2 out for Mike Baxes, who is 0 for 3 on the season and made an error today. That is into right center, and that will be an extra base hit as that rolls all the way to the wall, and Baxes has himself a double. So here's Joe Astroth. Joe is 0 for 4. He only has 13 at-bats on the dance card. There are some splits in Replay. There aren't a lot. There might be 1 on each card. Pitch to Astroth is a ground ball to second. Avila throws to first, and that will take care of business here. So the home run from Renna on 2 hits and no errors, and after 2, it is 1-0 Kansas City. So here's Earl Averill, Herb Score, and Bobby Avila coming up. Earl 1 for 11 on the year so far, but that 1 hit was a home run, a solo shot. Chance deals, and that's into right. Renna will make the catch, and there's 1 out. Herb Score 0 for 2. He has struck out twice and walked. Chance deals. There is a liner over power, and that will fall into right for a base hit. Never want to give up a hit to the pitcher. Opening 9 for Chance. 41 pitches, 2 1/3, 1 hit, and 4 strikeouts. Oh, 2nd in season. I highly recommend it if you haven't tried it already. Solitaire Pro Football. Masterful game. Dog Days Dice says, sounding good. Reading a book right now about the Rocky curse with the Indians, and they cover how great Herb Score was. And what if he never got hit with a fastball? I know it was Gene Woodling, wasn't it? Wasn't it a teammate? That he ended hitting. Excuse me. Score was a pretty good announcer when I was a kid. Pitch to Avila. Struck him out. 5 for Chance. An 0-2 breaking ball got him. So 2 out for Woodling, who was 0 for 1. How you doing, Andrew? We are muddling through on a chilly day here in Burlington. Pitch to Gene. That's up the middle. Chance snares it, throws to first, and Woodling is retired. And so, no runs, a hit, the first for Cleveland, and no errors. We go to the bottom of the third here in Kansas City, 1-0 Athletics. So Chance, Power, and Jacobs to face Score here in the third. Bobby 0 for 2 on the year with the strikeout. Yeah, the thing was Score, and then eventually Ryan Duran, who I believe was with the Orioles and the Yankees. Paul Foytak from the Tigers kind of fits in this category too, is that they just threw hard, especially for the era. But they couldn't harness it. They didn't know where it was going. Pitch to Chance. That's up the middle over the mound. Carrasqual throws to first for the out. Vic Power is 0 for 1, opening 9 for Score, 29 pitches. That's pretty effective. 2 1/3, 2 hits, the home run to Renna, and a strikeout. Gil McDougall for the Yankees. I knew it was with the Yankees. It would have to be so scary to know that you've done that. Because, again, even with the batting helmets, you are throwing probably 10 miles an hour faster than the average fastball of the day. Today, of course, people are hitting 100, 103. Pitch to Power. There's a ground ball to third. Rosen has it over to Wirtz for the out. So 2 away for Spook Jacobs, who's 0 for 1. That's a bunted in front of the plate, or a foul ball, and Astroth got hit. I'm sorry, Averill got hit in a place you don't want to get hit. So Earl's future children will become readjusted at the moment, and it's a full count. Score winds and fires, and Jacobs draws the walk. All right, Replay, good to have you along. Thanks for watching. So a 2-out walk. Jacobs can steal here. Johnny Growth is 0 for 1. How long does it take to play a game of solitaire, and how much does it cost? Give me the deets. John's just going to make me yap all the way through this, isn't he? Never mind the fact I can barely talk. I believe it's all PDF, so the parts and the season, I think, are in the 22-23 range. I can play it in about an hour and a half. They're all fast action cards. It's a very easy game to learn. But if you're looking for specific defenses, it's not going to be there. I thought we talked about this, didn't we? I've kind of shown it off. A lot of seasons available. Let's see what we do with Growth. Up the throw to first, and Jacobs is back. And now Jacobs is going to try and steal. There he goes. No, he couldn't get the jump. Strike 1 to count. But you have a married man memory. I did a video on it. I couldn't show you the cards. Excuse me. To me, it feels like football. And there are pretty much every year post-merger, except for a few in the 90s that are available. Am I going to sing later in the 7th inning? Don't you think that my singing voice is bad enough without tired, cold voice? Pitch to Growth. There's a fly ball, left center. Back goes Woodling, and he'll make the catch, and that'll do. No runs, no hits, and no errors. After 3, Kansas City 1, Cleveland nothing. So Colavito, Rosen, and Wirtz to face Chance here in the 4th. Oh, yeah. Yeah, please do. Please do. Andrew, it's not like I'm taking Vic's Formula 44, which is pretty much a straight shot of whiskey. I can't do my best Harry Carey. Colavito struck out his first time up. This one is into deep left field. Back goes Zernial, and Gus will track it down, one away. For Al Rosen's 0 for 1. Is there a quick play version of the game? Yes. It's all in the instructions. I sing great. Andrew has been hitting the elderberry wine this morning. Pitch to Rosen. There's a ground ball right side past Jacobs into right field, and that's the second hit for Cleveland. So here's Wirtz. Wirtz struck out his first time up. Wirtz, again, a very good player for his day. We said that he hit 32 homers in 56. Of course, is probably best known, much to his unfortunate fortune, as being the one that was on the recipient of Willie Mays' over-the-shoulder catch in Game 1 of the 54 World Series that we've all seen 10,000 times. Pitch to Wirtz. Struck him out. That's 6 for Shantz. Goodness gracious. Here's Jim Busby, 2 out, 0 for 1. Try Mucinex. My wife is picking up a bottle of Dayquil as soon as I'm done here. And really, I don't feel that horrible. Pitch to Busby. There's a fly ball, shallow right center. Growth comes in, rides a Schwinn, and slides and makes the catch. So that's his first great play of the year. How about that? After 3.5, Indians get a hit, and that's it. We go to the bottom of the 4th, 1-0 Kansas City. So Zernial Rena, who homered his first time up, and Lopez to face score. Gus is 0 for 1. The most expensive set for a Solitaire Pro is the Super Bowl set, and it has the matchups for the first 58. Dayquil is very good. Yeah, I agree with that. NyQuil I really can't do. NyQuil, one of those things, probably can't monetize the video now, is I'll take it, I'll get about 3 hours sleep, and I'll wake up at 3 in the morning and just be wide awake. Pitch to Zernial, walked him. So a 1 out, a nobody out walk. Here's a Rena who homered his last time up. 1-0 Athletics, looking for their 6th win of the year in 8 games, in 7 games. There's a pop-up left side, Rosen into foul territory. He will make the catch, 1 away. For Hector Lopez, who was the lone strikeout victim from score. Oh, I was supposed to show you standings, wasn't I? I made sure we had all that. Well, I take a drink. So if I try Mucinex, will that make my singing great, Andrew? No surprise in the National League. Milwaukee a full game up on Brooklyn. St. Louis a game and a half back. Giants and Pirates are 3-3. American League, the reason why we're doing this, a rare 1-2 matchup between Kansas City and Cleveland. Cleveland you'd expect to be there. Kansas City, it won't last. Washington a game out. The Yankees, all 3 losses came to Washington. Game and a half. And the poor White Sox are in dead last at 1-4. Kansas City getting some good pitching to start the year. Earn run average at 230. Couldn't hurt. Andrew spent a little too much time outside, I think, recently. Lopez struck out his first time up. Zernial on, 1 out, 1-0 Kansas City. Score goes to the plate and struck him out. A 2-2 changeup outside. 2 out for Baxis, who doubled his first time up. And he draws the walk. So that's the paradox with Score. Throws it hard but doesn't know where he's going. That's his 3rd walk. Here's Astroff, who is 0 for 1. There is a ground ball to third. Rosen has it, goes across the way to Wirtz. Astroff is running, and he's out on a bang-banger. That'll do it. So the A's leave a couple on. They've left on 4 through 4, but they lead it 1-0. So Carrasquel, excuse me, Averill, and Score to face Bobby Shantz here in the 5th. Was Connie Mack done by 56? Yes. He retired after the 50 season, I believe. And this is Kansas City's this is the Athletics' second season in Kansas City. They moved here in 55 and stayed through 68 when Charlie Finley moved them to Oakland. Then threatened pretty much every year afterwards to move them again. Chico into left, Zernial. 1 out. For Averill, it was 0 for 1. I don't think Connie was alive in 56. Connie Mack and Vince Scully overlapped, I believe, but that last year. So if you add their careers together, it comes to 116 years. Absolutely incredible. Pitch to Earl. There's a fly ball to right. Back goes Renna, and that is caught. The wind blowing in from left center at 14 on this cool night, and Renna was able to make the catch. Herb Score singled his first time out. That is up the middle for a base hit. So Score is 2 for 2. If John is still here, he says that the Athletics were the more popular team in Philadelphia than the Phillies. Didn't hurt the Phillies that they came close to winning the pennant in 49 and won the pennant in 1950. And I'm sure the Yankees didn't want them in Philadelphia. The Athletics, that is, because some of these players go to New York. Bobby Avila is 0 for 2. He has struck out twice. Shantz, 18 batters deep, 73 pitches, 4 2/3. 3 hits, 2 from Herb Score, and 6 strikeouts. Connie Mack died in 56, February 56. So, always there in spirit, Andrew. But yes, that would be a yes. Pitch to Bobby. Struck him out. 7 for Shantz. Halfway home, 1-0 Cleveland on this cold day in Burlington. Well, if you joined us late, it is the first place Kansas City Athletics and the second place Cleveland Indians. 1 run, 2 hit in there for Kansas City. The lone run in this one was a solo shot from Bill Renna, a household name in his own house. All right, Andrew, thanks for the well wishes. Like I said, I don't feel terrible, but this is the best I've sounded in about 2 days. Herb Score going for the Indians, a 2-hitter through 4. He has walked 3 and struck out 2. And Bobby Shantz, a 3-hit shutout through 5, and he has struck out 7. And is at the plate, he's 0 for 1. Score deals, that's in the right. Colavino coming in, and Rocky will make the catch 1 away. So Score, 76 pitches, 18 batters, 4 1/3, 2 hits, a home run. He walked 3 and struck out 2. Jamie says, on this day, April 25th, 1956, Elvis's Heartbreak Hotel reached number 1. I feel so lonely, babe. I feel so lonely. I feel so lonely I could die. Since my baby left me, I found a new place to dwell. It is at the end of Lonely Street called Heartbreak Hotel. There. That's one of the worst elbow parsley impressions you'll ever hear. Vic Power is 0 for 2. Scores pitch. That is a ground ball to third. Rosen has it over to Wirtz for the out. Score at 80 pitches now. The face Spook Jacobs is 0 for 1 with a walk. Have to call the game as Elvis going forward. Oh my God, I don't think I could even do that when my voice is good. Someone asked me to do, and I won't say who it was, if I could do a Bob Uecker impression. I can't do it. I never saw him as a play-by-play guy. He's always color. Underrated, too. Pitch to Jacobs. There's a ground ball to Carrasquel. Over to Wirtz. And Jacobs is out on a bang-banger. Thank you. Thank you very much. After 5, no runs, no hits, no errors. It is the Athletics 1, the Indians nothing. So Woodland, Colavito, and Rosen to face Chance here. Speaking of Scully and Mack, John says, I just heard about what's called the midpoint game. Think of something that happens to you, say, 10 years ago, and what was happening in the world at that time. Interesting. So at 53, that would make me 26 and a half. So that would have been, what, 98? 98, 99, somewhere in there. Then think of what was happening in the world only 10 years removed from that. Makes time seem so significant. That's true. We are equidistant in 2025 from 1980 to 2070. Think about that. Both are 45 years apart. Pitch to Woodling is a ground ball to third. Lopez can't get it, and that will go all the way down in the corner. Zernial throws it in the infield, and Woodling has his first double of the year. Only the 4th hit for Cleveland. For Colavito, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Pretty good one here so far. 1-0 Kansas City. Pitch to Colavito. That's in the right center. Growth. Gone. Ran out of real estate. And the Indians go up 2-1. I thought Growth was going to go cut that off, and I think Johnny did too. But to quote Uecker, get up, get up, get out. And it did. So 2-1 Cleveland now. Nobody out in the 6th. No one submit this one to a web thing for an award, okay? Cough, cough, snort, snort. Here's Al Rosen. Al's 1 for 2. Considering 10 years ago doesn't seem so long ago. No, I mean, you talk about, 1995 was 30 years ago. Doesn't feel like 30 years. Doesn't even feel like 20 years. Pitch to Rosen. There's a fly ball to right. Arena, and that is caught. So 1 out. Rena made that catch on the track for Wirtz, who was struck out twice. Wirtz in 481 real-life at-bats, fanned 88 times. Got him. That's 8 for Chance, and Wirtz has taken the collar. Goodness gracious. For Jim Busby, who's 0 for 2. That is a ground ball to Chance. Third base side of the rubber, throws to first, and that will do it. So he played 5.5, 2 runs on the home run from Colavito on 2 hits and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's Cleveland 2, Kansas City 1. So Growth, look at the right side, Ron. Zernial and Rena to face score here in the 6th. That is a high fly ball to right. Colavito in the alley makes a sliding catch for the out. 1 away. Colavito, a very good fielder, has a tremendous arm and an average range. Here's Zernial. Gus is 0 for 1 with a walk. Pitch from score. That is a ground ball to Carrasquel over to first, and Gus is retired. 2 out for Rena. Bill homered in the 2nd, has 1 of Kansas City's 2 hits and the lone run. That is into left center, and he is going to have a single. Is he going for two? Nope. So that's only the third hit for KC. Rena's had himself a day. For Hector Lopez, who was struck out twice. The lone strikeout for Score. How you doing, Matt? It's hard to believe that the Indians sent the Rock back out to the PCL for some seasoning later on this year. Is that what happened? A heck of a hitter. You know, Cleveland was one of those teams that was always in contention. Remember, they won the American League in '54, which was the only time in Casey Stengel's run that the Yankees had won 100 games. But for the longest time, it was a three-way race between Cleveland, New York, and the White Sox. Pitch to Lopez. Score. Delivers. And that's a walk. Was there just a lot of resentment, Matt, in Cleveland for Colavito? I thought he was a pretty popular player. Mr. Baxes has a double and a walk. So, Rena on second, Lopez on first, 2 out, bottom to 6, 2-1 Cleveland. Score deals, and there is a base hit right or left center field. Rena is around third. They're not going to hold him back now. And the throw goes in the infield, and Kansas City's tied this up. What I don't want today is a 20-inning game. So Score, pitching like Jack Morris, pitching to his own name. Here's Joe Astroth, he's 0 for 2. Lopez and Baxes on, 2 out. That is up the middle. Snared by Carrasqual. Over to Wirtz, they got him. So that'll do it. However, Kansas City's tied this one up. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. After 6, it is Cleveland 2, Kansas City 2. So Carrasqual, Averill, and Score to face Chance here in the 7th. And Bobby making his second and last start of the year. Pitch to Chico. Here's a ground ball to Lopez at third. All the way over to Power at first. No, that's an error. Carrasqual's going to reach for Lopez. That's his first error of the year. And Carrasqual is at second. So the throw goes into the dugout. And so is Bobby Chance not a believer in a shutdown inning. That was a 2-base error. E5. Averill 0 for 2. He was very popular. I thought so. In fact, trader Franklin was almost run out of Cleveland when he traded Rocky Colavito for Harvey Keene. Again, another very good player in his day. And the 27th out in Sandy Koufax's perfect game. Pitch to Earl is a bounder into left field. Zerny will pick it up, and Chico will hold it third. So runners on the corners for Score, who was 2 for 2 today. Has 2 of the 6 hits. Chance walked him. Now the thing is, that's Carrasqual. So there's not much in that Kansas City bullpen. Avila struck out 3 times today. Tommy Lasorda is on this team. Would you believe that? Pitcher spot is due up first. I suppose it would be Tommy Gorman that would come in. Lou Kretlow and Art Ditmar are scheduled to be the starters the next 2 days, and then Mo Birchie. Or Bircheye. Bobby says, I'm good. They can get him out of here. That'd be great. Bases loaded, nobody out here in the 7th. Chance through 27 batters, 111 pitches, 6+ innings, 6 hits. The home run to Rocky, he has walked 1 and struck out 8. Carrasquel on third, Averill on second, Score on first. Bobby deals. That's into right. Rena makes the catch. Chico Will he tag and score? Yep. And there's one out. And Cleveland goes up 3-2. Here's Woodling, who was 1 for 3. Gene has doubled. Tired of listening to me hack and scored. Got him. 9 for Chance and 0-2. Here's Calavito. Rocky had that 2-run homer in the 6th. 1 for 3 with a strikeout. I don't know why I didn't think he was ready with those numbers. He had 276. He walked more than he struck out. Must have pretty good speed. He legged out 4 triples, too. Goodness gracious. That is a ground ball to Baxis. He will go to Jacobs at second, and that'll do it. However, Cleveland takes the lead. Stretch time 3-2. Well, I think the voice is going to last another 2.5 innings, and that'll be it. We will pinch hit for Bobby Shantz. Who can hit Herb Score? The answer is going to be Joe DeMaestri. Joe, hitting 208 on the replay, a homer and 4 RBI, has not pinch hit yet this year. I would imagine this is going to be a double switch. Score, looking for win number 1 on the year. He won 20 in real life. That is into left. Back goes Woodling, and that ball is gone. So Joe with his 2nd home run of the year, and we are tied up. This is not the day I need extra innings, guys. 365 feet. Here it is again. Score just kind of left that one out over the middle of the plate. And that one found the light standard out there in left center field. Somewhere the last remaining living player who played in the 40s. Is Bobby still with us? I remember when we did the 49 season, and that was, what, 3 years ago, 4 years ago? Vic Power, by the way, is 0 for 3. Herb scored 27 batters, 106 pitches, 6 innings, 5 hits. Now the 2 home runs, Renna and DeMaestri. He has walked 4 and struck out 2. Power is 0 for 3. Calavito had 153 at-bats in San Diego with 12 homers and a 368 average. He needs seasoning like the chicken does at Popeyes, for crying out loud. Excuse me. I remember when we started 49. When did we do that, Tim? 21? Has it been 4 years since we did 49? That there were a dozen. No? My wife's to scare the living daylights out of me. I saw her. We don't do this with the door open. And she thought I called her. No, it wasn't. I'm calling a game, but it wasn't me. I didn't need that. It got a cold as it was. Let's see if you got a heart problem to go with it. Anyway, there was a dozen players alive from 49 when we started 49. I think it's down to 2 or 3. Bobby's now 99 and is the 3rd oldest living major leaguer. That's incredible. Pitch to Power. Here's a ground ball. Carrascal over to Wirtz. And that's another error. How about that? So Power is going to reach. Chico is not the man in this one. And that ends up in the dugout, and Power gets second. For Spook Jacobs, who is 0 for 2 with a walk. How you doing, Steeler fan? That is into left center field, and that's going to drop in front of Woodling. Power's going to score. Lou Boudreau was the manager in Kansas City? Wow. No hard feelings about this one, eh? Power scores, and it's 4-3 Kansas City. So see if we send Spook in a second. Growth is 0 for 3. Boudreau, longtime player manager in Cleveland. I believe he was a manager when they won it all in 48. I am doing well. Don't sound very good right now, but I'm doing okay. Score throws to first, and Jacobs is back. Kansas City is 2-1 here in the 7th to take a 4-3 lead. Growth. Ground ball to first. Wirtz throws to score. Growth is retired. Jacobs goes to second, 1 out for Zernial, who is 0 for 2 with a walk. We normally wouldn't be with you Friday at noon, but since I've already missed a couple days this week, if I feel the way I do now, we'll be with you at noontime tomorrow. I'm not sure for what yet. Struck him out, obviously baseball. For a score, that's only his 3rd strikeout. A full count fastball got him looking. And here's Renna. Renna 2 for 3. He has singled and homered and scored twice. Am I under the weather? A little. Voice started to go Tuesday. I did that video to show off Replay Baseball. I went, I don't think I can do another video today. And then the voice just kind of fell off the wagon. This is the strongest the voice has been, but the cold finally came. That is into left center. Back goes Woodling, and that's gone. So would you believe that? Renna has a 2-home run day, and in one of those anything can happen on any given days, the A's have a 6-3 lead. Wow. Yep. Expect the unexpected. There's been a couple conversations on Facebook about what to do with as played at the end of the year. And the reason why that came up is if you are, I think this particular person was doing the 84 Tigers. And instead of winning that division by a mile, they're way behind and needing to play their starters. And so, obviously, in real life, they were resting players for the playoffs. So you look at someone who's got maybe, Renna doesn't have that many at-bats. Would you use him in a game that meant something? I know it's April, but here you go. Here's a guy that only had a handful of at-bats in real life, but he's got 2 home runs and driven in 3 in this one. You never know who's going to help you. Lopez is 0 for 2. He has walked and struck out twice. I'm fine. Thank you, though. I do appreciate it. That is to third. Rosen will make the catch, and that'll do it. 4 runs. 3 hits in the air. We go to the 8th. Kansas City 6, Cleveland 3. Well, that takes care of where I was going to double switch. Tom Gorman. The best of a bad bunch. Do I pull Jacobs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so DeMaestri can play second base. And Gorman goes in the 2 slot. Trying to get 2 innings out of him. It'll be Rosen, Wirtz, and Busby. Tom, 0-1 with one of those newfangled saves. 31 years old, fastball 84, and a fly ball pitcher. Last faced the White Sox 3 days ago. He faced 1 batter and struck him out on 6 pitches in a 5-4 win. 3 innings for Tom, 3 hits and an unearned run. 0-1. It was the Tigers that beat him on an unearned run, and that save came against the Tigers in a 9-2 win. So the Athletics, the early season surprise at 5-1. Rosen 1 for 3 with a single. That is a pop-up left side and out of play. Full count. He used to be an umpire later on in his life. Oh, Gorman? I love it when Bill McCreary was a hockey player before he became a ref. I love it when people get to do dual roles. Speaking of which, Rosen, the former GM of the New York Yankees, pitched to Rosen, struck him out. Gorman got him on a full count fastball. And here's word: Sue's 0 for 3 today. Vic has struck out all 3 times. 6 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for Kansas City. They've left on 6. Cleveland, 3 runs, 6 hits, an error, a few coughing spells, and they've left on 6. That is a ground ball to DeMaestri. He'll throw to Power, and that will be an out. So at least Vic made contact. 2 out for Busby, who's 0 for 3. Gorman, the 6 fielder, .930 fielding percentage. That is to third. Lopez tracks it down across to Power. Busby running, and he is out on a bang-banger. After 7.5, Tribe go in order. It is the Athletics 6, Cleveland 3. So Baxis will stay in the ballgame. Astroth and DeMaestri to face Herb Score. Oh, different Gorman. You sit corrected. And he walked him. So Mr. Baxis has had a pretty good game, too. You just never know where that offense is going to come. Astroth is 0 for 3. So when someone asked, my response was what we did in the years past here. If you have a team that needs to win a game and is normally going with their Folgers crew, a bunch of cups of coffee, I think over the years I've just let them go 1 or 2 at bats, and if they need to bring the starters in, then bring them in. But you never know, and this is a good example of how your bench can play pretty well. Pitch to Joe is a fly ball left field. Back goes Woodling, and Gene will corral that for the out. DeMaestri had the pinch hit home run. That was the second of the year. He's driven in 5. Hit 6 on the real year. Score on the wrong end of a 6-3 game here. Delivers. And that is hit to Avila. Only play is to first, and Wirtz is there. As opposed to Stan. I know where you were going with that. Power is 0 for 4. He has scored a run. Score 145, 36 batters, 7 2/3, 7 hits to 3 home runs. He only allowed 18 and 249 1/3. So Reno with 2, DeMaestri. Well, that's 3 run. You can learn to count. Power is 0 for 4. There's a ground ball to Wirtz. Vic takes it for the out, and that'll do. So, no runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the top of the 9th. Carrasquel, Averill, and pitcher spot, although Herb's 2 for 2. Carrasquel is 0 for 3. He has reached on a fielder's choice, struck out, and scored. Gorman trying to nail this one down. It would be a save. That is a fly ball to left. Zernial, and that ball is gone. So Chico homers. I guess he is the man again, and it makes it a 6-4 game. His first of the year. He hit 7 in real life. And the crowd getting a bit antsy here. Remember, this is only Kansas City's 2nd year with the ball club. So they're cheering hard. Averill 1 for 3 with a single. Gorman. But first we're going to have a pinch hitter. Hal Narragon gets the call. Hal Does not have a pinch hit. 0 for 1 with a walk on the year. 287, 3 homers, and 18 RBI. In real life, Gorman delivers. That's in the right center. Renna. 1 out. So 2 to tie, 3 to go ahead now. And let's see what they do with Score, who's had a perfect day at the plate. He has singled twice and walked. Yeah, Herbie didn't strike out a lot, didn't walk many. Threw a lot of pitches. And Dale Mitchell, best known for being the 27th out in Don Larson's perfect game, right? Later that year, he singled in his first at-bat of the year. Didn't realize that he went to, late season acquisition by the Dodgers. Shallow right center growth slides and makes a fantastic catch. Johnny flashing the leather. 2 great plays today. Last chance to Luna Zavila. Bobby 0 for 3. He has struck out 3 times and had an RBI. And a sac fly in the 7th. So last chance saloon, Kansas City on the verge of being 6-1. Gorman deals, and he walked him. And so now the tying run's at the plate. I don't want extra innings. Gene Woodley, 1 for 4. A double and a run scored and a strikeout. So if this holds, Mr. Renna is going to be your Digital Dice MVP. And he walked him. Are you kidding me? So first and second now, 2 out for Calavito of all people. 1 for 4. He has homered, his first of the year. He's driven in 2. He's got a 7.4% chance of hitting a home run. Dale Mitchell's, time to change the pitcher. 236. I'll look here. I'm not quite sure who the better option would be. Dale Mitchell's name was given to Yogi's son, Dale Berra. Of course it was. After the questionable punch-out in the 1956 Perfecto. I'm not sure that Don Larson had ever been hugged tighter in his entire life. All right, so 236 is what we're projecting here, 344. Nope, we are leaving him in. Only Ditmar could do better, and Ditmar is due to start tomorrow. So it's sink or swim with Tom Gorman. Gorman deals. Left field, Zernial. That'll stay in the yard, and how about that? The A's are 6-1. They beat Cleveland by the score of 6-4. 2 hours and 40 minutes. 6 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for Kansas City. They left on 7. 4 runs, 7 hits, an error for Cleveland. They fall to 4-3, and they left on 8. Bill Renna and his 2 home runs are going to be your MVP here for DigitalAce.com. Bobby Shantz gets the win. His last start of the year. He only started twice. He's done. He's out of the pen the rest of the year. 7 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned. The home run to Chico, a walk, and 9 strikeouts. Gorman, the 6-out save, the home run to Calavito. I think I got that right. He walked 2 and struck out 1. Doesn't matter who gave up what. So in the end, they strike out 10, which is pretty rare. Score goes the distance for Cleveland. 8 innings, 7 hits, 6 runs to but just 3 earned. The 3 home runs to Maestri and the pair from Renna. He walked 5 and struck out 3. So, enjoy this one, Athletic fans. You're in first place over Washington. It's just like we've got a container of yogurt and haven't stirred it yet. The rest of this Wednesday in baseball, just 5 other games on the card. The Red Sox beat the Nationals 5-2. Porterfield goes to 2-0. Ramos 0-1. Dick Gernert hits his first of the year, drives in 3, goes 2-for-4. The Cardinals beat the Cubs 8-1. Harvey Haddix 2-1. Jones 1-1. Bill Verdon, it's his second of the year, 3 for 3 and 3 RBI. The Phillies triple the Pirates 9-3. Miller 1-0. Bob Friend, wasn't much of a friend. He goes 1-1. Lapata 2 for 4, hits his fourth, drives in 2. Irv Palika throws a shutout or goes 8 innings in a shutout effort. He beats Whitey Ford, strikes out 5 in a 3-0 win. Whitey falls to 1-1. Zurich picks up the save in Baltimore. Dodgers beat the Giants in 11-5-4. Scotty be happy about that. Labine 1-1. Hoyt Wilhelm falls to 0-2. Alvin Dark 3 for 4, hits his first of the year. Voice and how I'm feeling pending. It'll be Chicago and Cincinnati for you tomorrow at noon Eastern. Meyer and Klipstein on the hill. And then probably Monday will be the Yankees and the Red Sox from Fenway Park. So there you have it. Under the weather, but we got it in for you. Final score here. It was Kansas City 6, Cleveland 4. Yep, Brooklyn, Milwaukee, and Cincinnati, all within 2 games of each other, AP. That's why we picked the season. Thank you so much. We will hopefully talk to you tomorrow. Sorry about the voice. Until then, have a good day, everybody. So long.